I have 5 different quotes relating to success right here. So we're going to talk about that today. Hey guys, welcome back to LifeUpEducationTV. I'm your host Natsune. I'm also the author of the book called The Game of Self-Domination. Let me show you right here, this one, okay? Okay, so today it's gonna be another show of ASK Natsune Show, and I have 5 different quotes relating to success right here. So we're gonna talk about that today. Okay, the first quote that I wanted to talk about is never give up on your dreams and aspirations. Keep focused, keep moving forward, and eventually the universe will deliver exactly what you're desiring the most. Okay, I mean, for first and most, I completely agree. I'm not really necessarily a type of a person who promotes this idea about like affirmation, because I think there's definitely something that we can't understand in our capacity of our intellect, of our brain, that there's something that it's not scientifically proven that's out there that kind of like works as like energy, right? Because if you actually look into under our skin, or even like skin itself, like in a microscope, like we are actually like small particles, right? Like building up together this like matter, like one matter. So, and then I actually also read someone describing like the elements that makes us is basically the stardust from like billions of years ago, and I thought it was kind of interesting how you think of it. And when you kind of understand that theory, or when you kind of deploy that theory to think about the frame of the world, like how things work in the world, like it makes a lot more sense for me that like your energy, your vibe, like your what you wish for actually matters. Like what kind of energy you put out matters, like what kind of thoughts you have matters. Like, so these are the things that I definitely think about, but not to like literally like not to underestimate the power of action, right? Like nothing will happen basically if you don't put in the work. So definitely you want to have like a guideline for your mind to like where you want to go to, and your ambition and everything like that is counted from your mindset oftentimes, but definitely you need to put in the actual work for something to happen. Okay, so next one. There are only 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. And I really I talk about this a lot, I think. The way I describe life, basically I talk about like how there's no purpose in life, right? But you have 2 options here, like to be cynical, to be disappointed about like how small your impact is of life. But also another way to look at it is like, shit, my life doesn't matter, like let's, like nobody gives a shit, like that's amazing, like let's go, right? Like, so it's up to you. You can decide the narration you want to see in your life, and this is directly relates to that, right? And I think you living like itself is already like really cool thing. Like you shouldn't start from a mindset of like, what else can I get? What else can I ask for life, right? Like I think you should be, rather you should start from like, whoa, like this is so cool that I can live. Like the default, like you need to start from that level of default, like everything is bonus, like you're alive already, like that's already like shit, that's amazing. So I think that's what you should do, and actually that just like makes you 100 times more happier. I guarantee you. So try that. Okay, the next thing, if we try, we only risk failure. If we don't try, we ensure failure. I like this quote. I think at least you got a chance, right? Like, and that's all you can do. Like, in order for you to increase the best chance for you to succeed, you gotta put in the work. There's nothing more tangible than hard work that assures your success. Like that's the best shot you got. That's the most uncontrollable variable you can put in the equation is hard work. So that's what I would say. Okay. It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failures. So that's Bill Gates, a quote from Bill Gates. The next one is actually from Bill Gates as well. Okay. Agree. Like, it's okay to celebrate your win. But, like, you know, the other day my friend reached out to me and he was like, oh, I got promotion. Like, let's celebrate. And I told him, like, brother, I celebrate you for being you. Like, I celebrate you, your existence in this world already. Like, you're such an amazing person. You're so kind. Like, I celebrate you, right? Like, so, and I'm a big fan of that myself as well. I never actually, looking back, celebrated like an event because I'm already like life. Like, I'm celebrating my life, right? And everything that happens beyond that, it's super amazing, but I'm not living for that celebration. I'm living for the life, and everything that happens, whether it's good or bad, like, it's just an event, and my life keeps going, whether I get good thing, whether I get bad thing, right, for that matter. So for me, I feel like it's not as natural to have this concept of like, let's stop and celebrate something, but rather I feel like it's better to like keep celebrating your life, and when something good, like really good happens, like you double the celebration. You kind of like, whoa, oh my god, like you appreciate it, right? And then when something bad happens, at the same time, like you're already celebrating the fact that you can live. And then when something bad happens, like then you'll be like, oh, well, at least I'm alive. And what can I learn from here, right? Like, how can I be better from it? So that's what I say. And this is good, Bill Gates, right? Like often negativity definitely speaks louder. And I think another thing is there's more richer learning experience in failure and losses than those in the success. So I definitely agree. Okay, the next one. Success is a lousy teacher. It makes smart people think they can't lose. Microsoft founder Bill Gates. Okay, I agree so much. Like, people lose humility. Like, more successful you get, people tend to lose humility. Like, people tend to think like, I'm too good to fail, I'm too good. But like the moment you got to that, like the moment you lose humility, I think that makes you ultimately vulnerable, like in the market, especially if you want to compete in the business environment, right? Especially. So I think the bottom line is like, you need to always know that you're nobody, no matter how much you achieve. And you need to be very flexible up here to say like, I was wrong. Let me learn. Like, teach me something, right? Like, in the end of the day, you shouldn't dwell on your ego. You should, maybe dwell is not even a word, but like you shouldn't dwell on your ego. Like, you should always care about success and production and results rather than like your ego, right? Like, that's more important. So that's what I would say. Okay, and I wanted to point this out because a lot of people like forget that. Like, once they get somewhere, like they become too fancy, they become too like egoistic, they completely lose humility. Their ego is more important than practicality. And once it gets to that, like in terms of operation, in terms of like keeping successful in a competition, like I think it makes you weak. But by all means, also like you have to consider that with how much do you want to be happy and how much do you want to succeed. So, if you want to succeed, like you can't dwell on your ego. But if you think like, even if you can lose some market share, even if you can lose a little bit in the name of like wanting to feel that happiness from like feeling the self-importance or even building an ego, like that's okay too. Like, but you can't complain that you lose, right? So that's my thing. Okay, thank you very much for watching, you guys, for today's video, and I will discover other 5 concepts in the next video, next following like 10 videos I'm gonna make today. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next videos, and yeah, as always, let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys in the next video.